Hey everybody, it's me again, Mark. I made it back from in Acapulco in Mexico just last week, and what a fantastic event that was. What a conclave of open-minded freedom thinkers, and it's places like that and places like right here that we can come together and explore ideas on how to achieve more freedom in our lives and really achieve our God-given destiny. Well, look, I got some real meat and potatoes for you today. Since I've been back, the profits have really just been rolling in with the trading. And this has everything to do with the Strategy 2020 program and what we're doing in Monaco Management Group. All right, so I'm going to dig into some of the specifics on that. I want to share these profits with you. I want you to participate in this so that you can see some light at the end of the tunnel and enhance whatever financial position you might be in, good, bad, or indifferent. We have a pathway for you no matter where you are. All right, so let's take a look at this and jump right into the details. Okay, here we go. All right, so look, I woke up this morning, checked my accounts, and I found out I just made $5,000 overnight in my sleep. Now, that's a pretty nice thing to wake up to. I don't know if you're doing that or not. But if not, and if you'd like to, pay attention, because that's our entire objective here with Strategy 2020. In order to get ahead in this world, in order to achieve a certain level of freedom, we've got to be able to make money in our sleep. I'm going to use this as a specific example of what happened to me last night. I'm going to show you how to do it. If that's something of interest, pay attention, because here we go. All right. You may be aware, maybe not, that I do quite a bit of trading in the markets. I want to show you 3 trades specifically that we can zero in on and show you what exactly happened, all right? Now, these 2 rectangular images should be, in their original condition, connected side by side, but because of the size of the screen, I split them in half so I could expand it so you could read it, okay? But it just goes from left to right on each of the 3 lines, okay? Split here again. Now, let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 was XAU USD. That's gold spot against the US dollar, all right? You can see in that line or trade number 2, I bought 5 lots. The price was $15.84.87. That was on January the 8th at 10:19 GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, which is about 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So that's an entry position on January 8th. Then later on the next trade, the next line down on January 30th, the market was down, all right? So that first position was floating negative. But we know gold is going up. There's just no way around it. So we got in again at a better position, all right? But this time with only 3 lots. So 1 position for 5 lots on the 8th of January, 1 position for 3 lots on the 30th of January. And let's take a look at what happened on those in the image below. Okay, on the 21st of February, which was last Friday, as I speak now, that was the end of the session, end of the week. The profits were looking pretty good. You can see over on the right. The first position we took with 5 lots was up $27,500. The later position, the smaller position, at a better price, was still looking at $12,039. All right? Kind of knowing how markets work, I thought this was a good place to close those positions. I closed those trades and took the profits. Okay? At that point, I was out of the market. I did not have any positions in gold. I had closed several earlier in the week for significant profits, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about these trades. Okay, so end of the week, end of the session, I'm out of the market. I'd think to myself, well, a lot can happen over the weekend, a lot of news events, and gold could spike. And I don't want to be out of the market. I want to be in at least a little bit. At a high point, it was very possible that the market could pull back and draw down a little bit. So I didn't want a big position, so I went in with 2 lots. You can see up on the top image, line number 1, I came in with 2 lots. That was Friday night, end of session, end of the week, just to have something in the market. Okay, so I got in at 16.45 was the price at the time, and I set a take profit limit. All right, so that if the market would hit that price point, the order would automatically close without me. So I figured, well, if I could do that, I'd make a nice profit and I'd be out and not even have to think about it, right? I set the take profit at 16.75, and you can see that the market hit that point. This order closed at 10:02 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is 6 hours ahead of me, so that was just about 4 a.m. Monday morning, today as I speak. So I was dreaming, not even aware that I had made over $5,500 since Friday night. All right, that in itself, one single trade, was 4.5% of the equity on the account. So that was a 4.5% gain on just one trade. Of course, the other 2 trades that were closed Friday had a much higher profit, and 23% on one, 10% on the other. Now, where do you see a 23% gain on a position in just a little over a month on any single trade? Have you ever seen that before? I don't know, maybe you have. It happens, but it's extremely rare. All right, now, the skeptic will say, okay, Mark, yeah. Anybody can get lucky on 3 trades on one instrument. And you know what? You're absolutely right. So let's take a look at the big picture to see how things are shaping up on this particular account. Okay? So far, so good. Here's a shot reflecting all trading operations, the net position. If you look at the bottom of this graphic, you see the total profit, $91,258. You can see the very first trade was on November 11th, and we made $53. Just toying with the system, getting familiar with it, checking the functionality, see how it works. $53 on the first trade. Okay, fair enough. We gave that up plus an additional $30, lost $83 on the next trade. Third trade, we made $131, so we're back up again, and now we're starting to roll, okay? Now, we funded this account not with 80,000 euros initially. Initially, it was 30,000 euros, and then we came in a little bit later with the additional amount. So the 80,000 euros really was about mid-December, if you want to count correctly, really. But this 91,258 net profit with all the losing trades, and there's a bunch of losing trades, and some of them are quite big, actually. We have a complete transaction record and history of all the trades for full transparency for those who need to see that, have a need to know. All right, so overall, we're looking at 114% gain, more than double the account in 14 weeks with starting capital of $80,000. Okay, now compare that to what the traditional status quo financial advisors are offering to you. Okay, now we can talk about risk, and yeah, there is risk, but you'll get a feel for that as we go along here. Okay, I'm not going to get into that in a full training session and documentary here today. This is a quick overview. All right, so let me give you an idea of some of the things that we do. Look what's happening with crude light, crude oil. All right, there's a definite downward trend. And this is easy to predict simply because of the global slowdown of the global economy, largely due to the coronavirus and the shutdown of China. The supply lines are being shut down, at least temporarily, which is shutting down production all around the world. All right, doesn't take a genius to figure this one out. So we got a good trend going here, and we take advantage of it. We've been going short on crude and making some very nice profits. Natural gas just got in last week. Thought we were going to see a good upturn. First trade was a loser of about $1,600. Then we saw the trend reverse, got in again short, and came out with $2,600 profit on that one. So we netted about $1,000 between the loser and the gainer. All right, so we're making money on that. Definite trend going on there. Bitcoin, everybody likes to talk about Bitcoin. We can see the trend that has developed since the first of the year. And we have the halving of benefits for miners coming up in May, I believe it is. And we can see a definite trend here. This is a reversal of the bear trend that was most all of last year. Bitcoin was down most of all of last year, but we don't care if it's up or down because we can make money going in both directions. I just mentioned we're making money going short on crude oil. And same with natural gas. Made that $2,600 profit going short on natural gas. So we're just looking for trends, and you can definitely see the trends here. All right? So very active with Bitcoin. The nice thing about Bitcoin here is on the trading platform, we have 10-to-1 leverage. So we can buy 10 Bitcoin for the price of 1 and gain on the profits of any gain or loss in the markets on that. All right, so that leverage definitely gives us an advantage using the platform that we do. Very active in Forex. Here we can see the euro against the dollar. And again, this is a no-brainer. I mean, the Eurozone is basically falling apart. If you look at the rise of nationalism and populism in Hungary, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Italy. Look what's happening with Macron in France. Macron can't even go to the theater without protesters running him out under strict security panic mode. What's going on in France is absolutely stunning, and congratulations to the French people for standing up. Then we have Brexit. All right, so the globalist dreams of the European Union are crumbling beneath their feet. And so it's easy to see when you compare that with what Trump is doing in the U.S., you know, it's easy to see why this trend line is forming with the euro against the dollar. Okay? So there's all kinds of Forex pairs between the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, British pound, Swiss franc, US dollar, euro, New Zealand dollar, Chinese yuan, and the list goes on. So there's all kinds of opportunities coming up in Forex. DAX, this is an interesting one. Just closed a trade this morning for another $6,000 in the German stock market. All right, this is kind of like the S&P 500 for Germany. All right, what's happening with Germany? Well, they're the heart and soul of the Eurozone. I just talked about that. What's Germany's biggest export? Luxury automobiles, right? Where do they produce 40% of their luxury automobiles? China. What's happening in China? All right, it doesn't take a genius to put two and two together to figure out what's going on there. Not only with Germany, but that affects the entire production capacity of the German economy. All right, so we saw this coming. We took a short position, or you see this blue line. You see where it ended up this morning. Boom, $6,000 profit right there. We closed it, it hit a support level, and we're out waiting for the next opportunity. All right, and you can see the gap down. When you see a big gap like that in the charts, that tells you that there's some kind of panic going on. There's some kind of frenzied buying or frenzied selling. In this case, it was frenzied selling that gapped down on the chart, and we see a long candle further confirming that. So that was an easy profit, okay? So these are some of the things that we're involved in. You might ask, who's behind this? Well, Monaco Management Group is a group that I put together. It's an assemblage of companies, professionals, experts, platforms and tools to accomplish some of these things that we're talking about and much more. All right, you can find out more about Monaco Management Group. The website is mmg.world, and we have a host of videos for your edification on vimeo.com/mmgfinance. Just so you know who's behind it. All right, now how do you benefit? Let's talk about that. All right, Monaco Management Group has put together an investment club. Now, you can dive right in, head first, into some of these opportunities if you've got $10,000 to $15,000 or more, and we can set up special arrangements for you depending on what you're working with, what your goals and objectives are. Okay? However, don't panic. If you do not have the $10,000 to $15,000 liquid and disposable right now, we can help you with that. You don't need to have that. Why? Because in Strategy 2020, we've developed a system whereby anybody who can scrape together $25 can start generating cash flow and capital to start saving and investing. All right? And that's what we do with the Community Support Network. It's a very simple gifting program supported by a very nice, easy to manage software system, and it works beautifully. All right? So no matter where you are on the financial scale, if you feel like you don't have hardly two nickels to rub together, the Community Support Network is phase one of our overall Strategy 2020. If you've got more than that, we can talk about different entry points for you to take advantage of. And I guess that's the point. No matter where you are in your financial condition, we can help you take advantage of this and get involved. In fact, we're very, very serious about this because the way things are going in this world, you're going to need to have liquidity. You're going to need to have diversified forms of cash flow where you can be time independent, spend your time as you like, and location independent so that you're not stuck in a given location should conditions arise that are not so favorable for you to be there. Use your imagination. All right? So that's where we're at. I can certainly hope that you can take advantage of it. I know that if you take advantage of what we've put together for you, you will succeed. But that's the question. Are you willing to do what it takes? We've got all the information in the world for you to drill down, do your due diligence, and certainly look forward to having a personal conversation with you if and when the need arises. All right? That's it for now, folks. Hope that was helpful. Take care, and God bless.